First they came for the bookstores, and I did not speak out because I saw reading as a trivial task. Then they came for the toy stores, and I did not speak out because I had already allowed my inner child to die. Then they came for the hobby and art supply stores, and I did not speak out because I had already given up on all my creative endeavors. What was the point of making something new in a world that seems to make it for you? Then they came for the music and movie stores, and I did not speak out because I was downloading the content for free. Why pay? Then they came for the restaurants, and I did not speak out because I heard about it while sitting alone in my home, eating a microwave meal. Then they came for the health and nutrition stores, and I did not speak out. Honestly, I was too weak to put up a fight. Then they came for the home decor stores, and I did not speak out. No one ever came to my house, and I was never welcomed at anyone else's. Then they came for the rest of the brick and mortar stores, and I did not speak out because I was patiently waiting for my online order to be shipped to my door. And then they came for me, my job, my business, my livelihood, and there was no one left to speak for me. And there was no way for me to share my voice because by that point, they already controlled all communication. Second one, you ever come across somebody who has like a weird tattoo and you're like, can you just have like an explanation for it? And they just act like, well, it's in this, very exotic language. Like, oh, you speak that language? No, I just know that this word is supposed to mean. So I have this tattoo that says someone else. And for a lot of people, it's just a funny gag, right? It's like, oh, I have a tattoo of someone's name. Oh, is it your mom? No, someone else. Oh, is it an ex? No, someone else. So someone else. And I'll explain to all of you why I have this tattoo in the first place. Have you ever wanted to be someone else? Someone taller, thinner, wealthier, more influential, or in my case, I don't know, just cooler? But the problem is, life has conditioned us as children all the way up to be yourself. It's the kind of thing that fills posters at work and coffee table quote books found, in anyone's living room, and a convenient gift for less than $15 to someone who means enough, but not enough. Oddly enough, people are always inspiring or attempting to inspire me to be myself during the times where I really don't like me. There are promises I break, mostly to myself, lies I tell, mostly to myself. I don't always like me, and there's a long list of exes who apparently did not like me either. I know, hard to believe. But then I thought, okay, well, what do people like? What could I possibly emulate that would make me more liked by others? And it turns out we are obsessed with superheroes, right? Even during the height of the pandemic and quarantine, not one, not two, but 3 movies in theaters about a superhero, someone coming through to save the day. Superior speed or strength. Flight is preferable, super cool, because none of us can do that. And we look at that and we say to ourselves, wow, that's incredible. Oddly enough, we are tuning in, we are binging, watching not 1, not 2, but 3 to 4 years worth of programming in a world filled with calamity. Everyone's wearing masks, everyone's dying. Where are the heroes? And so you might think, much like I did, how can any one of us do anything for anyone else that would save a life, that would rescue an individual? And then I thought, man, I actually see it pretty much every day. Imagine it's 8:55 in the morning and you work a 9-to-5 job. On this particular morning, you are going to get a very condescending email from your boss if you show up late. So on this particular morning, you're rushing through, but unfortunately, not for you, but the driver in front of you, they hit some road debris and boom, tire explodes. They're sent veering into the concrete barricade. They're stopped. You're frozen. Now the first thing you should be thinking to yourself is, I should probably pull over, I should see if they're okay. But then this other thing comes through called the bystander effect, and you say to yourself, well, I did some quick math, and it turns out I'm one of 9 different drivers, all within the same proximity. I'm sure someone else will call for help. I'm sure someone else will stop and see what's going on. I'm sure, even though that person in the car is extremely disoriented, they've got a cell phone. Who doesn't? I mean, come on. They probably called for someone else to come. Look, I have things to do, places to go, responsibilities I have to fulfill, and so you drive away. That's not the sad part. The sad part is that the 8 other people looked at you, thought the same thing, and left. And whether you drive or not, we are all in some way, especially as a result of March 2020, stranded. We are disoriented, we're confused, we feel alone. To save a life, you don't need flight or strength or superior speed to save a life. You need only what you have currently: time, a means of communicating to someone. It's my personal belief that COVID killed so many people once they were hospitalized, not because of the potency of the virus, but because of what loneliness did to the person's spirit. Imagine trying to fight a war when you haven't seen an ally in days, in weeks. And we're always waiting for someone else. In our relationships, we say, if I was with someone else, I would be loved and appreciated. In our careers, we say, if I worked for someone else, I'd be properly compensated and acknowledged. And politically, we just check off a few names on the ballot and we say, I'm sure someone else will fix what is broken. I'm sure someone else will make right what's been wrong for so long. We're always looking for change to happen outside of us, when we know damn well the only change that matters is the change that happens inside of us. The world is in desperate need of someone else. That someone else is me, and that someone else is you. Be better. And if you have a hard time in this world, be someone else for someone else, and you'll find the next day is a little bit easier to get through. Thank you.
Wow. All right, Lynn and Alice, did you